the next thing that I think is really helpful for switching people from focusing on the 20% that sucks onto the 80 that's good, and we kind of talked about it a little bit before, picking your problems. There's this idea called radical acceptance. And radical acceptance essentially is I accept the situation that I'm in completely. I'm not trying to change it. I'm not trying to redefine it. My situation is what my situation is. So an example would be I'm afraid of flying. I am now on an airplane. I have to radically accept that no matter what happens, I am in fact on an airplane flying. What do I want to do with that opens up a lot more avenues of possibility and experience
So
than
is
just
the
being like,
idea that like the struggle is trying to deny or change the situation? Like
yeah,
you're on an airplane wishing you were on the ground the whole
yeah,
time?
maybe like a more clinical example, because I'm sure everyone loves clinical examples. But
And that's why
like,
they're here.
that's right, baby. Uh, all two people, you and me being the two.
You can call me baby, that's fine.
That's right, baby. I have a client who justifiably has, well, not, okay, so then let me try that again. I have a client who has been through some pretty bad trauma, like pretty messed up stuff has happened to this person. And they'll say things like, I wish that never happened to me. And I will say, let's try some radical acceptance. It did happen to you, and nothing will ever change that or take it away. But with that acceptance comes more choice. There's no energy being put trying to push down the like, this terrible thing happened to me. Like, no, I can't admit that because that means bad things. If you just give yourself permission to accept the truth of the situation, which is bad things did happen to you and you didn't deserve them, now we've accepted that, you can start to build something on top of the terrible.
What does that, when it comes to focusing on the 80, you as a person, how does that, I guess you're talking about changing perspective. You're talking about instead of focusing on the 20, this bad, 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 now you're focusing, yes, I accept that, that's fine. Now you're turning towards choices.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so you're changing your
80%.
perspective.
Yeah, the 80 contains so much more that you can do. And again, this isn't about pretending that everything is hunky dory and great, because that's a terrible idea, like objectively bad idea. But it is to say that once you make space for that 20 and you don't need to try and contain it because it's already contained, it's the 20%, you know, it is what it is. For example, I have on my couch right now a doll, Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty. And if you have watched Rick and Morty, you know that you have a box. You push a button, Mr. Meeseeks shows up. You give him a job, he does it, he explodes and disappears. His entire existence is for a single purpose. He accomplishes that purpose, he ceases to exist. One of the characters in the show gives him a task that he can't accomplish. And he has this line where he says, existence is pain to a Meeseeks. I have Mr. Meeseeks on my couch to remind my clients that existence is pain. And if they are in pain, it means they exist. It doesn't mean they're doing it wrong. That's the acceptance. Once you accept that there's going to be pain and you stop trying to like make the pain go away, there's a lot of nuance to this, but the short
Yeah.
version is if there is a wall in front of me, I need to be on the other side of the wall. I can be mad at the wall or I can go around the wall and accept the wall's not going anywhere. Life is so much more effective when you can accept the wall for what it is and walk around it instead of trying to go through it. That's the
Yes,
radical
that yes,
acceptance.
but also people will want to look back. Even if you're walking away from it, they'll look back at the wall and be like, "I hate that wall."
Yeah, which is fair. That wall might suck.
Yeah, exactly. I think some of the without radical acceptance, it is like let's working around the wall with their hateful eyes on the wall as they're walking around it, just like spitting on it and like cursing at it until they're walking away from it, looking back at it, going, "This sucks, you suck, I hate you, I
Yeah.
hate you," and you're like, "Yes, that's fine, but look how far away you are from it."
Yes.
That
Let's
you're,
practice some radical acceptance and focus on
yeah,
the 80, which is that wall that did suck and is now a part of your story is directly behind you.
yeah, yeah. Maybe realizing a lot of people have their own walls, and everyone has their 20.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not proof of failure. There's so much nuance to all this, right? Like if this is none of this is to say, if you can just realize that there's going to be problems, it all goes away. No, that's a bad way of looking at this. But it is to say, it does open up new ways of experiencing the problems where they're no longer proof of failure, right? It's just
Yep.
something to be.
Like, yeah, because you can't pretend that the bad things that are happening to you are good. And that's unhealthy. And as a therapist, I've heard of therapists doing that, and it's horribly frustrating for the patients and it doesn't work. So instead of putting rose-colored glasses on everything, you change your your seeing of the problem. Your look at the problem changes